Hey buddy, how are you? What are you up to, huh? You always mess up your rock in such weird ways. Hold on a second, where's the thing at? There you go, buddy. How are you guys doing? Sorry, had to help my child there for a second. My name is Blade. That is my son Jimmy. In this video, we're going to go over everything that happened last week in the NFL and then make some pretty bad predictions for next week in the NFL. In this corner here, I'm going to keep a record of my predictions just to see how bad I did. If I got a prediction right, that number will be green. If I got a prediction wrong, that number will be red. You guys ready? Let's get into it.
Hey!
Okay, so on Thursday night we had the Seahawks and the 49ers. I said the Seahawks would win this game, and then I immediately ate my words. And honestly, I knew I was in for it after that first Geno Smith interception. Thankfully, it only led to the 49ers putting 3 on the board instead of 7, but then after a rough Seahawks drive,
My client, Barack!
Purdy would find Deebo Samuel for a 67-yard touchdown. The Seahawks started the second by losing the ball and giving it to the 49ers again, allowing them to make the score 16-0 thanks to 2 kicks. The Seahawks would then finally get their first points on the board at the end of the second with the field goal. The 49ers then opened the third with a very close Kittle touchdown, making it 23-3. Then the Seahawks responded with a 97-yard Shenault kick return touchdown. This is where they started to show some life. They ended the fourth by scoring another touchdown to make it 23-17, but that was quickly snuffed out after another Geno Smith interception, leading to Kittle's second touchdown this game. With a minute 40 left, the Seahawks grabbed another touchdown, but this would be it for them. After this, the 49ers would quickly get the last laugh with another touchdown. The Seahawks are fading fast, man. From 3-0 to 3-3 is crazy work. The Bears and the Jags played in London. I said the Jags here, but at this point, they're beyond hope. The Bears absolutely stomped them. The Jags scored first with a kick. There was also a pretty funny and odd moment where Caleb Williams would throw the ball directly into his own guy's helmet. The Bears got 7 on the board in the second with Cole Kmet. From here, the Browns would expand their lead to 21, and the Jags wouldn't score again until about midway through the third, scoring a touchdown to make it 21-10. The Bears then scored 2 more touchdowns to make it 35-10. Then the Jags would score another touchdown about midway through the fourth to make it 35-16. The 2-point conversion was no good. That's where this game would end. Caleb Williams went for 226 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception, completing 23 for 29 attempts. The Commanders faced off against the Ravens. I said that this would be a shootout and that the Commanders would win, and I was very wrong. Well, not very wrong. It was still sort of a shootout, kinda not really. The Commanders capitalized on an interception, making it 3-0 early. The Ravens responded with a kick to tie it. The teams then traded touchdowns, with the Ravens taking the lead with Derrick Henry and the Commanders tying it. We got to hear Tony Romo sound a little too excited to mention Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
That's a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen-esque type of play.
And then the Ravens took the lead again. The Commanders get forced to kick a field goal, but the kick was no good. They'd get another chance in the third, this time making it. This was followed by the Ravens extending their lead by kicking their own field goal and another Henry touchdown, making the score 27-13. Then at the start of the fourth, the Commanders would finally get another touchdown, making it 27-20. The Ravens responded with a kick to make it 30-20, and that would do it for them. After this, the Commanders would kick one last field goal to end this game 30-23. The Cardinals played the Packers. I had the Packers here, and that was a smart choice because they crushed the Cardinals. The Packers scored first with Jaden Reed, then made it 24-0 by the end of the second, where the Cardinals would finally get their first touchdown. Then were able to put up 3 more thanks to an interception, putting Arizona within 2 scores by the half. Then in the third, the Cardinals would make it 24-13 thanks to a field goal. That would do it for the Cardinals. After this, the Packers would score a touchdown, then eventually a field goal to end this game 34-16. The fourth quarter would continue on with the Cardinals giving up the ball on a fumble and the Packers chewing clock. My Texans went to New England. The Texans scored first with a Tank Dell touchdown, then expanded that lead to 14-0. There was a chance to extend that lead even further thanks to an interception, but we had to resort to a kick. Unfortunately, Kaimi had a very rare miss, and we didn't cash in. Then, after a phenomenal run by Joe Mixon, we get another chance to expand that lead. Stroud throws to the end zone, but that ball is bobbled and deflected right into a defender's hands for an interception. Thankfully, the Pats couldn't capitalize on this immediately. The Pats would get their first touchdown later in the second to make it 14-7. The Texans then scored early in the third with a Stephon Diggs touchdown, then Kaimi redeemed himself by making 2 perfect kicks, and we lead 27-7. Then, late in the third, the Pats would score again, making it 27-14. Then, earlier in the fourth, we capitalized on a deflection recovery with a Joe Mixon touchdown to make it 34-14. After this, the Pats would get one last touchdown, making it 34-21. From here, the Texans would put the nail in the coffin with one final, very close touchdown to end the game 41-21. The Texans would end the fourth with Davis Mills. This is the Texans' first ever win in New England, and the Texans are 5-1 for the first time since 2012. I have to say, Drake May looks pretty good. He passed for 243 yards for 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and he'll only get better. The Buccaneers went to New Orleans. I said the Buccaneers would win here, and they did so in dominant fashion. The Buccaneers scored first on their opening drive and expanded that lead thanks to a scoop and score, and a field goal to make it 17-0. The Saints then scored in the second by putting 3 on the board. Then, after a short Buccaneers punt, the Saints would score a touchdown on the return, then capitalize on a Mayfield interception with a field goal to make it 17-13, then do it again, this time for a touchdown to take the lead. The Buccaneers responded by taking that lead right back with Sean Tucker's first career touchdown. This was followed by the Saints scoring with Kamara to take the lead again, making it 27-24. However, that would do it for the Saints. From here, the Buccaneers would turn up the heat, taking the lead and inflating it to 51-27, where this game would end. Mayfield went for 325 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes passed for 243 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception, completing 22 of 40 passes. The Browns went to play the Eagles. I said the Eagles take this, and they did, and I'm glad they did because it looks like their head coach lost the bet. The first score would come in the second with the Eagles kicking a field goal to make it 3-0, then expanded that with a touchdown by A.J. Brown late in the second. The Browns would finally get 3 on the board. This was followed by them blocking an Eagle field goal and returning it for a touchdown to tie the game. The Browns' attempt to take the lead with the kick in the third was no good. The Eagles then took the lead with the kick late in the fourth. This was followed by the Browns then tying it up again with a kick of their own. Then, a bit later, Hurts would find Devontae Smith for an Eagles touchdown to make it 20-13. I'm not going to say it. The Browns then responded with another kick to end this game 20-16. Still not going to say it. After the game, Nick Sirianni was seen talking trash to Browns fans. Nick, buddy, friend, pal, coach. Can't call you that, you're not my coach. The Eagles barely won, and you look like a naked mole rat. This is not the time for you to be trash-talking Browns fans. Even though they, well, I don't want to say they deserve it. The Browns deserve it. Their fans don't deserve it. Please, just focus on bettering your team. Okay, buddy? The Colts took on the Titans. I said the Colts would win here, and they did. The Colts struck first with a touchdown on their opening drive. The Titans responded by capitalizing on an interception, tying the game. Will Levis almost killed a man. Then the Titans took the lead with the kick to open the second, and to end the second, the Colts tied it again. Then, in the third, the Titans took the lead again with a touchdown, though they could not sustain this lead as the Colts would push back with the field goal to end the third. Then, about midway through the fourth, they would score a touchdown to take the lead. This game ended 2017. Will Levis also did some weird Spider-Man celebration thing. I don't know what this was. The Chargers played the Broncos. I said the Broncos would win this game, and I was wrong. This game was also sort of a snoozer, so it was just bad all around. Bo Picks into Nick's pick to the Chargers to open the game, and they capitalized with a kick. Then they were able to extend their lead with a touchdown after some not great Broncos offense and a kick, then another touchdown, then another kick, making the score 23-0 in the third quarter. Thankfully for the Broncos and Brandon Perna, the Chargers would stop scoring any further, and the Broncos would slowly start to climb back with 2 touchdowns, one of those touchdowns looking a little sketch, and a field goal to end this game 23-16. The Steelers went to Las Vegas. I said the Steelers would win here, and they did. The Steelers scored first with a field goal. The Raiders responded with a touchdown on their opening drive. Then the Steelers made it a 1-point game with another kick, then capitalized on a Raiders fumble with a touchdown, Fields running it in himself. After this, the Steelers would build up their lead to 22-7. At the start of the fourth, it looked like the Raiders would finally score another touchdown, but they then fumbled at the goal line and the Steelers recovered. Thankfully, they couldn't immediately capitalize on this. The Steelers would instead cash in on an interception thrown in Raider territory, making it 29-7. After this, the Raiders would then get downfield to score another touchdown to make it 29-13, but that would do it for them. The Steelers would then kick a field goal to end this game 32-13. The Falcons played the Panthers. I said Falcons dub here, and I was right. I honestly don't know what I would have done if the Falcons somehow managed to lose this game. The Panthers scored first with a touchdown to open the game, and the Falcons ended the first with a touchdown to tie it. The Panthers then retook the lead with a kick in the second, only for the Falcons to take the lead right back with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, then extended that lead with another touchdown. The Panthers responded a bit later with the Xavier Legette touchdown, who then celebrated by pretending to ride a horse, which I think is awesome. The teams then traded kicks to make it 28-20. This is where the Panthers would end their scoring. From here, the Falcons would run up their score by 10, ending the game 38-20. The Panthers made it a close game for a little bit, and they looked good while they lost. Those uniforms were nice. I love the blue with the black helmet look. One of my favorite looks of theirs. The Lions played the Cowboys. I said the Lions would come back fresh and would beat the Cowboys, but this was ridiculous. It was like watching a brutal murder. It was just all Lions. The Cowboys opened the scoring with the field goal, which was followed by the Lions dunking 27 points on the Cowboys' head by halftime, making it 27-3 at the half. The Cowboys then opened the third with a field goal. This was followed by the Lions scoring one more touchdown and then another Cowboys kick. And that would do it for the Cowboys. That's it. 3 field goals, 0 touchdowns. The Lions went on to win this game 47-9, a scoreagami, all while toying with their food and trying to force a big man touchdown. But that's not what's important here. The Lions couldn't just get away with this win. Something needed to be sacrificed. And that something, unfortunately, was Aiden Hutchinson. Hutch fractured his tibia and fibia pretty gruesomely in the third quarter. He underwent a successful surgery and expected to make a full recovery. He doesn't have a clear return time. I came downstairs to get a snack. I was done watching this game. I was like, the Cowboys are getting blown out. I'm bored watching it now. Went upstairs to type out this video and do a thing. And then when I came downstairs, everybody was surrounding the downed player on the field, and I didn't know who it was at the time. So I checked Twitter, and my entire Twitter was just the injury, and oh man, ooh, yikes. That's all I can say about that. Then on Sunday night, the Bengals played the Giants. This game was so boring. I said the Bengals would win, and they did. Joey B scored first, taking it in himself for a 47-yard touchdown. The score stayed 7-0 until the Giants tied it midway through the third quarter. This would be the Giants' first and only score. The Bengals then marched down the field and had a touchdown, but that was called back due to offensive holding. They could only then settle with a kick. The Giants had a chance to tie, but the kick went wide, and the Bengals would then score one final touchdown, closing this game out 17-7. I stayed up for quite a bit watching this game, doing polls on the Real app, and I was dying. I wanted to sleep so bad. I knew it was going to be a bad game, but man. Then on Monday, we had the Bills and the Jets. I said the Bills here, and I was right. The Jets opened scoring with a field goal. Then the teams traded touchdowns, the Bills taking the lead with their first score, and the Jets taking the lead right back. Then the Bills scored a touchdown for the lead again, but we got to see one of 4 missed kicks. Bass absolutely chops this ball wide left. Then the Bills extended their lead with the touchdown very late in the second, making it 2010. I don't actually remember much of that year, so I can't really say like, oh, good year, because I don't remember what happened in 2010. But this was followed by an Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary touchdown that was almost ruled an incomplete pass to make it 2017. What? The Bills had a chance to extend the lead with the kick, but Bass missed the kick wide right. Brutal for all Bills fans. Brutal. The Jets then tied it with a kick. The Jets would have a chance to take the lead again with the kick, but Zerloin's kick hit the upright. And then he would do it again. Then Bass would make a kick later in the fourth for a Bills lead, making it 23-20. And that's where this game would end. Hold on, real quick. Before I get into my predictions, we have some trade news. The Raiders traded Davante Adams to the Jets, continuing the Jackers era. Adams was traded for a third-round pick. The Browns traded Amari Cooper to the Bills for a third-rounder and a seventh-round pick. The Texans traded Cam Akers to the Vikings for a sixth-round pick. Here, I'll say, while it sucks to lose a guy, Cam Akers was not our best weapon at running back. We still have Mixon, Pierce, and Ogunbowale, so I'm not that mad or sad about it. I'm not super bummed about this. I honestly really hope he finds a good fitting team for him to flourish and pop off with, because, I mean, he's a secretly good player. It's just he wasn't a proper fit with us. Alright, my predictions. This part of the video, I'm going to go over next week's schedule, and I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win. You ready? It's going to be kind of... These predictions might make you go, does this guy know what he's talking about? Is this guy stupid? Are you stupid, brother? And you can put that in the comments. You ready? Let's get into it.
Hey!
On Thursday, we have the Broncos and the Saints. I don't really know what to say here. The Broncos are a super flip-floppy team right now, and the Saints are on a downward path. I'll say the Broncos here, but only the Lord knows. Then we have the Patriots and the Jags. This is also a London game because the NFL wants the Jags to live there. I'm going to say the Patriots here. Next is the Seahawks and the Falcons. This is the Falcons dub. Then the Titans take on the Bills. This is a gimme Bills dub. Then the Bengals take on the Browns. The Bengals need to win this. Then my Texans take on the Packers. You have no idea how excited I am for this matchup. This game is going to be so good and an instant classic. I hope the football gods continue to bless us here. Then the Dolphins take on the Colts. I'm going to say Colts here. After that, it's Lions-Vikings. I think the Lions upset here. It's crazy, but I think they do. The Eagles take on the Giants. I'm going to say the Eagles here, but it would honestly be so funny to see them lose against the Giants. The Raiders take on the Rams. I'll say the Raiders here. The Panthers are playing the Commanders. This is a Commanders dub. Then the Chiefs are playing the 49ers. This is a Chiefs dub. Then on Sunday night, the Jets take on the Steelers. The Steelers are planning on starting Russell Wilson here for some reason, which is a very confusing move because Fields is 4-2 right now. It's not broke, so why are you guys trying to fix it? Despite this, I think the Steelers still win. Then on Monday, we have two games again. Starting us off, we have the Ravens and the Buccaneers. I'm going to say the Buccaneers here. We also have the Chargers and the Cardinals. I feel the Chargers here. Alright. That'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe if you want to hear me yap and make some really rough predictions. Tell me your thoughts in the comments. Tell me I know ball. Tell me I don't know ball. Call me a casual. Whatever you want to do. Just so long as it's appropriate and not like really offensive, you know? Just keep it cool. Alright. I will see you guys later. Peace.